Frisco, Texas. 247sports.com's national team is in the Lone Star State for the 2018 The opening finals held at the Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters. Numerous Florida State commitments, such as 4-star pro-style quarterback Sam Howell and 5-star cornerback Akeem Dent, and targets, such as Hollywood Fla. Chaminade Prep 4-star wide receiver John Dunmore and Thousand Oaks Caliph. Oaks Christian 5-star weakside defensive end Kayvon Thibodeau are set to participate in the event. In total, around 20 familiar names to FSU's recruiting board are set to be a part of the national event. The opening finals, presented by Nike Football, is 4 days of dynamic training, coaching and competition for the country's most elite high school football players. Every position and every aspect of the game will be highlighted over the course of the 3-day program. The opening finals is undoubtedly the most high-profile high school football event in the nation. The opening includes multiple events. A Nike Football Rating Championship competition where the nation's top high school athlete is crowned gets things going. There is also the Final 5 Lineman Challenge where the nation's top 5 offensive linemen and top 5 defensive linemen are determined from a pool of 20 players on each side of the ball in one-on-one competition and more. Finally, the Nike Football 7-on-7 Championship also occurs, which will have 126 of the nation's best divided among 6 teams who compete in a 2-day tournament to crown a champion. Monday will mark the start of 7-on-7 as well as the big man competition. By the early afternoon on Tuesday, a 7-on-7 champion will be crowned. Here are some links and content pertaining to the opening and FSU. The opening finals roster FSU at the opening, Team Boomin roster breakdown FSU at the opening, Team Dynamite roster breakdown FSU at the opening, Team Elite roster breakdown FSU at the opening, Team Hype roster breakdown FSU at the opening, Team Impact roster breakdown FSU at the opening, Team Overdrive roster breakdown. 5 big questions for FSU at the opening. Hottest recruiting storylines heading into the opening. 10 prospects on the cusp of 5-star status. FSU commits have a lot to prove at the opening. What to know about the Elite 11 quarterbacks. The race for number 1 heats up. FSU has numerous prospects competing. Class of 2020 recruits at the opening. Who will be this year's alpha dog at the opening? Nation's top prospect cut his list to 5, including FSU latest buzz on touted safety Nick Cross. FSU coming after 5-star wide receiver top 247 T-shares latest in his recruitment. New 247sports.com crystal ball forecasts from the opening decision coming for WR John Dunmore. Quick impressions on quarterbacks from Saturday at the opening. Quick impressions on pass catchers from Saturday at the opening. Watched QB Sam Howell throwing on Saturday at the opening and official visitors in the plans for Elite WR photos. Saturday at the opening, Sam Howell getting closer with Willie Taggart. Nation's top linebacker has FSU visit date locked in. Talented cornerback Cameron Smith names a top 8 nation's top running back looking at mid-season decision. 4-star safety Nick Cross close to a decision despite potential commitment elsewhere. Pound plans to visit FSU. Number 1 offensive tackle talks recruiting at the opening. How the Elite 11 QBs ranked after Sunday's action. Position recap from the opening finals. Running backs position recap from the opening finals. Wide receivers position recap from the opening finals. Offensive line position recap from the opening finals. Defensive line position recap from the opening finals. Linebackers position recap from the opening finals. Defensive backs. The opening finals runs through July 3rd. Stay locked to this thread for updates on FSU commitments and targets from the Star. Noles247.com and 247sports.com will have extensive coverage of the event.